Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Laureli Shimayo, and this is MeWe Fairs for energizing body, mind, heart, and soul. We have events throughout the Northwest, many online, and tonight is one of our online panels. The theme is Transcend through the Akashic Records. There are 5 practitioners here today that specialize in working with the Akashic Records as part of their work, and they are here to share about the Akashic Records, talk about why the Akashic Records are relevant and what impact it could have for you. And then we're available to answer questions from the audience. Ideally, the questions are connected to the theme and the Akashic Records, and we're available to support you in whatever way you need supported tonight. It is sliding scale. There's information in the chat about that. It's 20 to 28 sliding scale or $12 for BIPOC folks as a step of making reparations. If you want to ask a question of the panel, please pay first and let me know in the chat that you've paid and you're ready to ask a question. You choose from the sliding scale how much it is. And also let me know in the chat if you want to come up on stage with us, or if you want to ask from your seat in the audience, or if you want to be completely anonymous. Send me your question and I'll read it out. We are recording tonight, and this will be on our YouTube channel. We deeply appreciate you being willing to share with everybody, so everyone gets to learn from your question and your answers. And it's your choice about how publicly you want to do that. There's a little bit more I'll share before we go to questions tonight. And so we're going to start off with doing the introductions of everyone. As I said, there are these 5 great practitioners that are here that all work with the Akashic Records. So we're going to hear from them about who they are and what they do. And then we'll go around and talk about the Akashic Records as well. So I think the order we're going to go in, we're going to hear from Julie, and then Melody, then Jason, then Alissa, and then DoveLight. So thanks so much. And yeah, take your time. You've got, 2 to 3 minutes. And yeah, so go ahead, Julie, and get us started.
Hello, beautiful people. So I'm Julie. I'm from Healing Solutions. I specialize in Akashic Records. I've had my business now 3 years. I'm so grateful that you all have come in today to spend your time with us, because that is so important that you are prioritizing yourself and your well-being. So thank you. It is such an honor and such a pleasure. I work in the Akashic Records. I have multiple modalities. However, I do all of them through the Akashic Records, and I only advertise the Akashic Records because I don't want to do the other work. I want to do it if it's needed, but I don't want to specialize in it because I specialize in the Akashic Records. So if you come to me to get a reading, it may not be like any other session you've ever had with an Akashic Record individual practitioner, because I'm a little special, just like you. So I can give you readings. I can do emotional releases through the records. And it is just an amazing, amazing journey. Again, I've had my business 3 years. And I'm just so thankful. I'm just really excited to be here today. So thank you so much.
Great. Thanks so much. And by the way, practitioners, after we go around once, if you think of something else that you want to share about yourself, you can totally jump in and share that again too before we go on to talking about the theme. Sometimes hearing from each other, like it prompts us to remember other stuff to mention. I'll go ahead, Melody.
Hello, dear ones. My name is Melody Rosecrans. I own Invoke and Raw, and the modalities that I work in is the Akashic Records. I love, like Julie, to use that energy space for healing as well as readings. And I work as a medium. I recently released a book called Invoke Me, and it highlights a lot of stuff about the Akashic Records and how important it is to connecting with your in, because I feel like it is my mission to help as many people as I can just access it themselves. Invoke your own higher state of being and consciousness with Akashic Records. Thank you.
Great. Thanks so much, Melody. Next we have Jason, then Alissa, and then DoveLight.
Lorelei, thank you. Thank you for this extended platform. You've been doing this for a long time. So I would call myself a refresh. We've done this before, and when you brought up Akashic Records and invited me, I had to say yes for sure. Congratulations on the longevity and all that you accomplished. And thank you for giving us a platform. What an interesting opportunity for so many of us to be able to do an Akashic panel, and then we've got specialties in it. We get to help each other and some more folks in lots of different ways. For me, I'm kind of a logical play in the Akashic Records. I know that if I satisfy some of my logical mind, that I can tap in to the intuition a little easier. And for me, the stacking of our abilities, some of which are miscategorized, and we can get more into what that means from a lot of different angles because of the practitioners we have tonight. So if you're looking for a way to put things together differently than you have before, an alternate perspective, you're certainly in the right place tonight. And Laureli, again, thank you for this opportunity, and I hope you guys are willing to line up and ask us a few questions, because there's a lot of opportunity, past, present, and future sitting right here for you.
Great. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate your longevity. I know it's been a while since you've joined us, and it's great to have you back. All right, Alissa's next.
Hi, my name's Alissa Dalton, and I'm with Kiki and Purples. My spiritual business, I specialize in astrology readings and Akashic records, and I love to use oracle cards as well. I really want to empower, and I actually have started using all those modalities to be an empowerment coach, just to help you identify your strengths and where you have challenge in life, how to address them. What's the next step? A lot of clients I work with are asking, what is my purpose? Which is quite the loaded question. And there's a lot of different ways to look at it. And the masters, teachers, loved ones, everybody in the Akashic records is really helpful in answering those questions in bite-sized pieces. And I've been doing professional readings for about, I think, over 3 years. So I'm really excited to be on this panel. This is like my first time participating in a panel. So thank you for your patience. And I'm very excited. So thank you, Laureli, for this opportunity.
Oh, you're so welcome. Thanks so much for jumping in. And DoveLight. And DoveLight has been on so many of our panels over all these years. I deeply appreciate DoveLight. And
Yeah.
DoveLight's longevity with us.
Thank you so much for the space, Lordy, for allowing us the time to be here and for all your effort behind the scenes. Thank you. Yeah, before I didn't even show my first year. Now I'm showing my face with the bear. My honor and blessings to be here. I am DoveLight from DoveLight Oracle in Instagram. I'm just a regular person. I'm still growing. There are things that I can very easily access to the divine. One thing is to access them, and another thing is to listen. So you do have free will on that. And there are moments when I just don't know anything about life, and that's okay. As multidimensional beings living in a multidimensional world, we all do have that divine spark of creator, whatever you believe or work or know as creator, as God, Goddess, Buddha, whatever, the source, you can access that guidance. You have the ability. And at the same time, it's very important that there are moments when we just don't know. And that's okay, because we are not meant to know everything. Otherwise, we will never grow. My spiritual work, it consists in reading oracles and tarot cards. It is one of my focus points. I can listen to your voice, and through the power of your voice, I can tap into the soul level through the divine guidance and your spirit guides. I love the field. One of my favorite ways to tap into the field is through family constellations. I do love that. And yeah, I do spiritual readings through Zoom. I do shamanic work. I do ancestral sound healing, clearing of the cords. I'm just very grateful and honored to be in this time and space on the earth when we can connect with spirits, freely if we choose to. That's, to me, it's a gift. I'm very grateful to the guardians and the spirits who are guarding the Akashic records, the libraries, the dimensions to know the information. And I'm very grateful to be here. Thank you.
Thanks so much, DoveLight. I'll say just a tiny bit about me. My name's Laureli Shimayo. I'm an intuitive eye reader, body psychology coach, and matchmaker. I read your eyes, read your soul, and answer all sorts of questions about your path. I love to use this work for matchmaking. I see your eyes and I see other people's eyes. I can help you find soulmates. I can use this to help you understand any relationship that you're in, etc. I was a scientist, so I have a scientific way of reading people, and I use that when I teach people. And then there are all sorts of ways I'm open to intuition. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know if I'm tapping the Akashic records. I'm not saying I am, but I have no idea. So information comes in, and I'm able to share about you and your journey and your lessons and help you navigate things through your eyes. So I'm mostly going to be hosting tonight because I don't specifically do the Akashic records, but I want to give you a little bit about me. I also run all the Me We Fairs events. And so practitioners, just hearing each other, is there anything else you want to share about like who you are and what you do and how people can access you? I'm putting information in the chat about how to contact you. Feel free to also, you can mention your websites and things like that as we go around too. So it's in the video. Anyone want to say anything else before we start talking more deeply about the Akashic Records? Go ahead, Julie.
So I love, Lorelei, that you said that you don't know what you're tapping into, because a lot of times people come to me and we're having a session and I tell them that they're able to connect with the Akashic Records and they don't realize that they're doing it. And that's why I tell people like the way the Akashic Record shows up for me, right, is different than maybe for somebody else. And it's interesting to me because they don't even know that they're tapping in, but they're just doing maybe a tarot reading, or they're doing a bone reading or something along those lines, or checking the chakras. And really, they've tapped into the Akashic Records without even realizing it. So I love that you said that, because it's such a reality for many people.
That's great. Thank you. Yeah. So anyone want to say anything else just about yourselves or about? Yeah. Okay, great. Well, we'll go around and we'll talk about the Akashic Records. So many people that are here tonight will know what the Akashic Records are, and it would probably be great to say some general things about what they are, though, for people that might be watching this tonight, here tonight, or that watch this later that don't even know. So maybe let's just do that, just a little bit of questions first. So who wants to just jump in and share? And then we'll go around so you all have a chance. But who wants to share just a little bit of what are the Akashic Records?
I like this one.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is one of my favorite ones because I like to keep things concise and simple, and it usually matters to us how is it about us, right? So I would say that your Akashic Record is
Oh, this is frustrating, all because Paul called me.
Oh, wait, hold on. Sorry, we might have
That's
someone
Angela.
accidentally unmuted. All right. Oops.
Angela, thank you.
Okay, there you go. Sorry, go ahead.
I'll share that the journey of our soul, our Akashic Record is the journey of our soul from the very beginning. That's pretty much what it is. It's an opportunity to tap into the original blueprint. And if we took all of those interactive records and all of the books or blueprints or maps or however we see it and put them together, that would be the Akashic Records.
Yeah, so everyone's soul journey all together. Anyone else want to add anything to generally the description of the Akashic Records?
Alissa, you want to go first? And then I'll go.
Sure.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I just wanted to add that, like DoveLight had mentioned, so even though it is a full record of the past, present, and the possible futures, the spirit team that I've come to understand and believe that you kind of asked to be your guides while you're here, they very carefully decide what you need to know right now. So, even though it is an infinite place of knowledge, sometimes you will be given little breadcrumbs or what you need to know right now for your highest good.
Yeah, and anything. Melody, go ahead.
I'm gonna share what it feels like, because I think it's good to always tap into what you're feeling when you're experiencing something. I am mostly a seer, and I like things to be safe and tidy and make sure I have higher level beings around me. So when I go into the Akashic field, for me, it opens up into this portal and it feels safe. I instantly feel love and acceptance, and I can get answers, but as Dove pointed out, maybe not all the answers to any question I have. And I always use it as my school, and I call it a school because I'll go in for weeks at a time and ask questions and sit and study in that safe, loving, divine space.
Great. Yeah, I appreciate all these different perspectives. Yeah, anyone have anything else to share about some general things or what are the Akashic Records?
Just adding on that they're not going to give you all of the information right away, right? I jokingly tell the story of when I first started doing the records. I said, how do I be a better mom? And it goes on and on about all these things that I need to fix, or how I can be the best one I can be. And then I asked, how do I be a better wife? And they shut me down and said, how dare you label yourself as just a wife? And it's just interesting to me that we think that we can get all of the information, but we're not always ready to hear it. And again, that's why many of us are shifting modalities from just readings to actually healings, because our free will has stopped us from progressing because of whatever blockages we have. So if we get rid of those blockages, those traumas and the things that we have within our life, it's better for us to move forward. But sometimes, as Melody had mentioned, you can go in and you could learn it and you don't ever do anything with it. So like just making sure that you are listening and following the directions so that you can continue on that trail according to what they recommend.
Great, thanks. Anything else before we go around and have more individual shares about the theme?
I like the idea of a portal that you shared, Melody. I think that kind of threshold is that change, that little bit of a shift. I agree with you with feeling wisdom, or excuse me, with feeling love. I think the other part of it for me, where you were saying acceptance and those other pieces for me, is wisdom. I feel love and wisdom in the records, and it's like a saturated type of both. And that I feel I didn't probably notice for that first year or so where I was really working in the records a lot, was the healing that came from just being in that space. So even just working in it with others over nearly a decade now, and I kind of narrowed in on one modality, but I studied it for a long time. So the idea of being able to share at a soul level what's available to folks and how that can open doors and perspectives so quickly. I think that's why when we're talking about transcendence, that love and wisdom and the possibility of that healing that we keep hearing about, all these things are very real within the records through this channel portal, if you will.
We do have a physical body to live on the earth, and we have the non-physical part of us, which is felt, with which know it's our spirit, our soul. And the spirit and the soul has different rules and regulations than the physical. It's eternal. It has a connection to the higher self, to the divine, to God, if you will. That higher intelligence, there is a source. It's beyond our comprehension. The higher intelligence is keeping everything moving and alive. That's how the plants know where to grow. That's how the seasons know where to pass. That's how the water knows the molecular. That's how there is so much intelligence in nature around us, even in our body, for the heart to be pumping, for the brain to be doing all that it needs to do. There is a higher intelligence that feel in it's alive in every single living creature on this planet or in this universe, if you will. If you put that field together, it becomes like a field of a higher intelligence that is growing, expanding, and living many different probabilities through us, through those living creatures. We can tap into that field. We can call it the Akashic record. We can call it the field all of knowing. We can call it our divine oneness. What it is because we do have a spirit, we do have a soul, we are connected to the all. Thank you, God. We are connected to the all. We're able to tap in a level into a field when we can have access to that all. At the same time, because we are living our human life, some of us are in this phase of our life when we're clearing karma. We are learning ancestral lessons. When we want to, for example, let's say I want to, in this lifetime, I truly from my heart to my heart, I really want to overcome addiction. And in order for me to overcome addiction, I need to know what it's like to be in addiction, what it's like to feel addicted to something. And then through my free will, to choose if I'm going to let it go or not, or how I'm going to heal it. So in those moments, there will be moments when it is not that we cannot access the field. We don't have that awareness. They don't teach us this at school when we're kids. But at the same time, like I was saying, we as human beings are growing and expanding through this experience. This is why sometimes, even though we have access to this field that is always there, is non-stopping, is always in this continuous present moving moment, yet at the same time, we are also rediscovering, relearning about ourselves by not knowing. So it is a dance of the duality in oneness. But if I could summarize it in a little bit, because it's such a deep topic, it is our connection that we all have to the oneness, to the source, because we are part of that source. And yeah, thank you.
Thanks, DoveLight. I think maybe let's go kind of around, and so it's an opportunity for you to share anything else you'd like to share about the Akashic Records, and maybe you could share a little bit too about how did you discover that part of your path was going to be working with the Akashic Records and working with people? Like, how did that show up for you, and how were you guided to being, to sharing this type of work in particular? And maybe if you want to share anything about how you tap in, how you tap in a session, and then how do you do it in this format where it's going to be so quick for answering questions for people? Yeah, so just give us a little bit of insight and anything else that you want to share about the records as we go around. So we'll go in the same order, and we can come back to you if you're not quite ready when it's your turns. We'd start with Julie and then Melody, etc. And one person's having some tech trouble, so she will be back in and out. So go ahead, Julie.
There are a lot of questions. I start jotting them down. All right. So how did I get here? Oh my, I don't even know. I never like to tell my story because I always tell people it's not about me. It's about the message, right? And it has nothing to do with me. So my journey is less important than the wisdom that's coming through, the healing that's coming through. But since you asked, I started. Okay, got it. Let me go back. I had a trauma and I started having all of these panic attacks and I couldn't sleep and all these things were happening and I couldn't figure out what my future was going to be like. So I started finding healers, which I had already been seeing some, but I was drawn and I learned this new word, the Akashic Records, and I had never seen it before this time. And I started getting healings through the Akashic Records. And then I had a reading from a young lady, and she had told me that one day I will be an Akashic record reader. And I walked away from the reading like, this woman is crazy. She has no idea what she's talking about. And 6 months later, my business had been started, my website was created, and all of the goodness came. So I listened to the reading, even though I didn't understand it at the time. And I successfully created a beautiful business and didn't have to worry about my future anymore because I could always tap into the records to find the information out. I've had my business 3 years. I'm thankful for the journey. And I think what's also important to know about the Akashic Records, and it wasn't mentioned, is that when Jason said it's our soul's journey, we have to remember that we just not have been on this dimension and we have not only been on this earth, right? We can actually go in the Akashic Records through those wormholes, through these things to get to other dimensions and other planets. And that's awesome if you've ever experienced it, but I don't know if I answered all the questions. Did I do okay? Did I miss
It's okay.
anything?
I just gave you like some samples of things for sprinkling so that you all had an opportunity of like things to share that usually very interesting to the audience. That's great. Thank you. I guess maybe did you want to share anything about what is it like how do you share anything about how you connect in a session and how you connect briefly, like for something like this, where you don't have much time with a person?
So through a session, I start with meditation, not for me, but for them. And then as they're in the meditation, I go into the Akashic Records and I receive the opening wisdom and find out at that moment if they need just wisdom or if they need healing. And then from there, I go through whatever process they tell me to, right? I don't know what I'm doing when I step in. Every day is a new day. People always ask me, how do you do it? I say, I don't know how I do it. I just do it. I'm grateful and I trust. And then at the very end, we don't ever, ever, ever leave the Akashic Records without saying thank you to all those who came forward, because without them, we would have had that information come in.
All right, great. Thank you. All right, Melody.
All right. I could see ever since I was little. So that's never not been a part of my life, but it wasn't, I know this, a lot of people have the same story. I wasn't raised in an environment where that was an okay thing, to make a long story short. I ended up finally seeing a different kind of doctor in my adulthood who did some energy work healing on me, and she said, you're an Akashic Records reader. That word was so big to me. It's like, why are you giving me these big words I don't even understand? I just see spirits. What are we talking about? So of course I got a book, started reading, started learning, and the first time I went in, now mind you, I seriously, I swear and thank you, I've seen ever since I can remember, ever since itty bitty. But the first time I went in and that portal opened up, I fell to my knees and I just wept with gratitude, with love and acceptance and wisdom. And there was no going back, baby. Once you get that hook and that feeling of love and that environment, it was wonderful. So I've been doing the Akashic Records for a long time now. When I do a session with somebody, if they're seeking answers to questions, I usually try to convince them to do it with me. And I help them go in, so we do it together because I want them to at least be able to do a little bit of it themselves. I tell everybody anybody can play the piano. Absolutely anybody can play chopsticks on the piano. You can do this too. Maybe you won't be Mozart or Beethoven, but you can at least play chopsticks. So you should try it. You'll feel something. With healing, I'm a lot like Julie when I go in, and I don't know what I'm doing. I mean, I know that I'm opening myself up to divinity and letting them take over. And sometimes I see, like I'm seeing X-ray vision into your body. Other times we're dealing with past life stuff or trauma from this life, or it's just you never know. It's whatever's needed in that moment. And being allowed to be that vessel for the Akashic Records to let that come through. We just do it. I
Great.
hope I answered all the questions too.
Yeah, it's great. Thank you. Thank
Okay.
you. Right, then I think it's Jason and Alyssa and DoveLight.
Oh, I thank you again. We're getting to go the rounds. This is fun. The what Julie shared around the soul groups, kind of that we don't all start out in the same place. I think that's the multidimensionality reflection and the other aspects that kind of go all directions, up, down, left, right, backwards, forwards. It's sort of spherical in the information. I think there's a lot of definitions for soul groups, and they're all pretty good. I kind of like them all. Knowing where our influences are at a soul level is the focus for me. I'm very practical in the approach. The way I see it is it's your Akashic record, so you should probably have the information. It doesn't really have anything to do with me, as you hear. Anyway, I do know what I'm doing specifically because I'm very intentional and direct. Because we need to get that information here and do something with it. It's great that we could pull it, but how is it applicable? How is it useful? And believing that it's going to go well is one thing, but we're going to go through it. If we're going to heal and we're going to face things, the transcending doesn't happen without friction. We don't move a river by moving the water. We move the land. That is going to take some work. And the integrity of the Akashic records it's the Sanskrit word for the original energy. So it actually holds the integrity within it because it's what actually happened. So when you find somebody like this that can tap into that for whatever reason, whether that's for specifically the healing or through the portal or to address the gifts, which I love that you said that, Melody, is showing those gifts, because there's so many avenues. To me, I see people's abilities in a fresh perspective and hand that over in a way that they can consume it and see it for themselves. That singular track, we think this one, like overthinkers might be somebody who takes in a ton of information and hasn't really actually looked at it that way. right? Somebody that's leading with an energy of wisdom is going to have access to a lot of things, not just the Akashic records. So if they get a lot of information and they never had an understanding of what that is compared to other energies, right? At a soul level, it becomes very resonant and easy to understand. So for me, it's a very practical approach to, what's our address? What is the original soul energy, and what soul choices are the most prominent that help us understand how we interpret now in, as we said, this third dimensional space we've chosen to be in. And the transcendence is being able to get to some of that information that's been supposedly held from us, but it's ours. So yes, everybody can do it. It's 100% true.
Great. Thank you so much, Jason. So then Alissa and DoveLight.
Hello, I'm so sorry. I'm having internet issues. um,
It's okay. You
I
keep
work
coming
from
back and you're here. Oh yeah, go ahead.
It worked all day, but okay. Okay, I'm really sorry. Will you repeat the question just to be so I'm
Yeah,
sure?
sure. It's answer some flavor of like, how did you get started doing this? How did you know you were going to do Akashic Records work with people? Like, how did that show up for you? And then a little of how do you connect to the records when you do a private session? And how are you going to be doing this now in this format where you're doing it so quickly in the panel?
Yeah. Okay. Well, I feel like I went through like a spiritual awakening, dark night of the soul. I was like really, really getting sick physically, and like um my story is mostly like job related, and I had no idea who I was. So I like, the first time I saw a psychic, I really opened my mind like, whoa, that was accurate. So I didn't grow up with those modalities, and like during COVID, I had some free time. So I took an astrology course, and I just like lit up from it. From there, I just kept like, spirit just kept saying, oh, wouldn't this be fun? And this was before I had children. So, I had a little money to spend. So I also took the Akashic Records reading class. And the way I access it is using like crystalline energy and meditation. Um, and today is going to be interesting because I'm not really used to doing group readings, but I checked in and they were like, no, you can do it. And I just wanted to piggyback off of a couple things that were said earlier. Like, I think, like many people have said, everyone can access it, and it's really healing energy to be in the records. So even if you don't have a ton of questions that you want to explore, just like getting to know yourself better, just being in the records is really grounding. Like, I'm such an airhead. I have a lot of air in my astrology chart. Go, 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 think, jump from idea to another, like ADD. And when I'm in the records, I feel very calm. I'm able to focus on one thing at a time, and they really help me just do baby steps. Like, what is the very next step that's the best for me? So that's why I love them so much. And I think that's it.
Great. Thank you. And then DoveLight.
I don't even call it Akashic Records. To me, it's just my connection to the divine. That it's not mine, it's ours. We all can have it. We all are unique. We all are part of the oneness, but at the same time, we're living the experience being unique, being individuals. So that's again that duality. As many of us, I also grew up in a very challenging childhood, and mine was more focused on surviving. And so it came a lot with dreams, experiences. I remember when I was young, I have a very clear dream. I still remember it. It was so clear. It was in a tunnel in a space, and there were like TV screens around me, shiny. And I could, if I wanted to, I could pick one screen and to see what was going on there, like a movie. And I remember the spirit guys, they were there, the guardians, the keeper of those dimensions, telling me, no, you're not ready yet. And later on, that was one of the ways that I was able to tap into this field of all knowing more consciously. And later on, I was able to understand through many indigenous cultures, they do have this ability to tap the source, to the spirit world, to the other side, which is one way to do it. I also do love, and I was guided through the work of Edgar Cayce, which is one of the sleeping prophets most known here in the USA. He used to be a sleeping prophet who used to go into trance, into like a hypnosis type of sleep, and he will be able to answer any question that anybody will come. And it's a lot of records there if you would like to know more about Edgar Casey. And so I was actually very involved in the Edgar Casey here in New York. I love it so much. I meet such a beautiful spiritual people there. And one of my favorite ways to tap into this field is through family constellations, when I'm helping to give voice to the ancestors, to voice to the unknown, to clear and untangle ancestral healings. When you tap into that field, to be able to give that voice, it's just, I just love connecting to spirit, and I love connecting home. I just love it. And there is many different types of spiritual levels, but there is one definitely that you feel so much love, so much happiness, so much wisdom. You feel safe. It's like, I'm not gonna tell you how to feel it. You really have to tap into there to really know it. And through that sense of love, I feel safe, and I understand that whatever information they're giving me at that moment, it is for my highest good to know. Now, one thing is to access the Akashic record, and another thing is to listen. There is a situation in my life where I've been listening and knowing from every single dream, reader, psychic, tarot about something that a situation that it is not for my highest good. And I was very stubborn, not because I want to go against spirit. I was really emotionally attached to that. And at the end of the day, I understand through tapping in that when you trust your spirit guides, you trust the divine, whatever is the divine for you, when you trust your inner yourself, whatever you want to call it, if you don't believe in God, you trust that there is something that loves you so much, which is guiding you and protecting you for your highest good. And if you listen to it, you know it's for your highest good, even if you don't understand it, even if you don't know how to release and let go. So one of the ways to tap into the Akashic record, to call it this for the purpose of this panel, is to build that relationship with your spiritual team, to meditate, to learn how to listen, to get to know your soul. Because once you get to have that access, you will start trusting when the messages start coming, because you know, hey, every time I ask, for example, an angel, will this be for my highest good? I'm always find the number 3, or I'm always find the amethyst or a feather. So now you know when you're asking for something that it's really important for you, and suddenly you start seeing number 3, and suddenly you start seeing the amethyst or a feather, but you don't look for the signs. They come to you. You understand, because you trust in your relationship to the divine, that there is a communication exchange there. This is one way to access them, by trusting in building that relationship. Sometimes you do it through dreams. I do have a lot of experience of dreams in this world, in past life, in another worlds, and in through dreams, and access them. This is very sacred for me that I'm going to share, but I've been blessed since I was a kid that sometimes readers, psychics, and healers from different parts of the world, from different timelines, sometimes they come to me in my dreams to give me guidance about something. There is no way, Jose, that that's not the field of all knowing, because that's beyond anything that I could imagine it. But they don't do it because I'm special. They don't do it because I'm different or gifted. Every single person is able to access it in one way or another, but you have to be willing to build a relationship with something that you trust and you love in the other side. And once again, if it's not for you to trust or to love or to have that connection, that's okay. There might be other ways to do it, but I feel like it is very important to believe in something, even if it's to believe in your own spirit. Your own spirit has a connection to a higher intelligence, so you know that you're not alone. It is very easy in this world to get dragged by the bad news and the horrible things happening and get into desperation, and that's a reality. But let's also acknowledge that there are ways that we can access a higher frequency within these realities that are happening, not to escape, but to be able to be guided in wisdom on how to navigate here on earth. Because the gift of accessing the Akashic records, the gift of accessing information from a spirit, it is so we are able to thrive here on earth. So we have to come back to with the feet in the ground. that is one of the ways that I'm still learning how to walk grounded in this planet with the access to the information. Because even I, sometimes there were moments when I forget to ask for help. When I have the whole team behind me, I can help. It's very easy for me to help others, but how come I'm not asking for help for me? So it is a beautiful learning experience. So thank you.
Great, great. And then before we jump into questions, one more thing. There was someone asked a more general question in the chat, so I'm going to interpret what I remember of their question. It had to do with checking in with the Akashic records of someone who's passed. It might have been along the lines of, can one do that? Why would one do that? Anything about how? And it kind of brings up for me the general question of also, like, how is it determined what in the Akashic records one is able to access? I mean, I generally am the believer that, right, things that are in the highest good, right? So it would be something that's in the highest good. But yeah, so anything that you want to share about that too. Let's go briefly on that one. But yeah, so it's checking in on the Akashic records of someone who's no longer in their body in this life, because clearly their
I
records
think
are also there.
I think that I've had sessions where past loved ones just show up, right? Because they have a message to give and they're not going to hear it any other way. So if they are wanting that person to step forward or that spirit to step forward, and they set that intention and we try in the records, if that spirit wants to step forward, they definitely will step forward, at least in my experience. However, you cannot always guarantee it, right? And sometimes I jokingly say that people find me to do the Akashic records and they should have been to a medium because that person really wanted to talk to them, but they didn't want them to show up. So they came to me thinking that wasn't going to happen, and they showed up anyways and got that message regardless. So in my experience, what they need in that moment is going to come no matter if they're in body or not.
Okay, great, great. Anyone else have any general other question about that or any other comment about that or answer?
I think it's pretty straightforward in the integrity of the records. I mean, what it's holding on to is as long as you stay in those bumpers, anything you ask, if it's a no, don't keep going. If you get into a place where there's resistance, don't keep pushing on it, because if you do, you're going to get some kind of answer. Yeah, being in tune enough with that resistance and being willing to say for myself, oh, I can't go farther than that. Just showing up with that intention. Usually if someone's coming to us and we do Akashic records, they're going to show up in one way or another. Yes, it's exactly true. A lot of times I can read for somebody and they can still do their own clearing if they choose to, if that's appropriate, and find out what was going on with somebody through just the soul level energy. And that's always available, whether the soul's in a body or not, it's the same. So theoretically, there's a lot of opportunity for those things to be a yes, and not just from one way. Right, from multi-dimensional ways.
Okay, great, great. All right, we'll keep having more people join. I'm just putting information in the chat again. All right, let's see. We're going to transition over to the stage of the event where we're answering questions from the audience. We do currently have at least 3 questions in line. So I want to encourage everybody, this is a great opportunity to practice opening to your own insight and your own intuition. So you might want to have something to scribble and take notes with, something to draw on, just anything that shows up for you. It might be somehow related to the way that we answer questions. Of course, you might have insight come through you that's relevant that we don't mention. We request that you keep any insight that comes through you to yourself while we're answering someone's question. And then if you want, when we're complete with them, you're welcome to private message them and ask them if they'd like to hear what came through you. That might be for them. And please honor whatever they share. They might feel full after hearing from all of us, and they might want to hear what it is. And if they don't want to hear, just trust it still may be useful and insightful, like it came through you for some other reason. It might be just you knowing, opening your gifts. So yeah, please help us allow the attention to stay with the panel as we're working with someone's question. This is a great opportunity to learn from all that's asked and all that's answered, whether or not you're asking a question. And oh yeah, so a bunch of my panelists are new, right? Our panelists are new. They haven't been on the panels tonight. So we, after you get to about 2 minutes and 45 seconds or 3 minutes on an answer, I'll just sort of go like this to let you know to generally finish up. If we only have the 3 questions, We might be able to go a little longer, but sometimes when we start answering, we get a bunch of other people that jump in and want to ask. So we try to keep it smaller so we can get to more questions. I know sometimes you get in the zone with something, it's hard to notice about the stone. But yeah, maybe not everyone will have something to say for each question, but usually each practitioner has something to share for each question. And again, this is like a totally different format than you typically do with readings with people. So we get to discover like all of what this is. Okay, let's see. And those of you that want to ask questions, so I have at least 3 of you. I'll just call out initials that I have from the payments. I have JDV, RA, and or RH, and then JCR. So you have a choice of asking anonymously if you want to. Yeah, if you have a general question, feel free to put it in the chat. If you want to ask a question of the panel, a deeper personal question, I should say, there are a couple other things. If you want to ask a deeper personal question, we'd love to answer. We request that you pay first. If you have paid and I have not noticed, please let me know in the chat. What I was going to say, when you ask a question of the panel. So this is a public format and it's also recorded and will be in our YouTube channel. So when you ask, if we go deeper than you want us to go here, or we talk about these topics and you just want us to stay here, I mean, the records are showing you what they're showing you and you're the one that gets to make the choice. So if we go outside the zone of what you want us to share here, interrupt us and give us guidance and we'll change and go in a different direction. All right. And then Monica, I see you've got your hand up. If you wanted to ask a question, if you could please do it in the chat, that would be great. Or did you have just a general question about how this works or how to pay? Or Monica, I just want to give you a chance.
Oh, it was a question. I can put it in the chat.
Yeah. So if you want to ask a personal question, general questions about the records, we're happy to answer those. But if it's a deeper personal question, we just ask that you pay first. And then if you want to do it anonymously, if anyone does, send me your question, private chat, so I know, and I'll read out your question for you. Otherwise, you can come up here on stage. All right, let's see. So we have JDB first. I'm not sure who that is. Let me know who you are, because I don't think the same. And maybe that's you. Is that you? Are you the first one? Sorry.
Yes, that was me. Sorry, that's why I
okay.
raised my hand.
Okay, great. Thank you. I just couldn't connect all the names together. Do you want to come up on stage with us?
Sure, I can.
Just turn on your video so I can pull you up on the spotlight.
Okay.
Oh, all right, great. And then if you want, you don't have to stay on video. I just need to bring you up. Okay, great.
Yeah.
All right. What is your question?
Yeah, so I'd like to know anything that would be helpful for me to know about my ex-girlfriend, as well as any career things that I'm working on for my new business, I should specify.
Okay, ex-girlfriend and about career.
Your new business.
And great. And so you all panelists, tell me if there's anything else you're wanting to know to do this. I have no idea what you want and need.
For me, I would ask permission to access your record.
Please do.
All right. And your name, say your name just so that we have the resonance.
Yeah, it's Monica.
Perfect.
Yeah, and as soon as someone's ready, just let me know. Okay, great. Melody, go ahead.
So, thank you first, Jason, for asking the permission and Monica for giving it because I latched onto that. But first I felt a lot of anxiety and like you're about ready to make a giant leap, like a big leap of faith in changing your career or changing your direction of what you're working on. I'm not getting yet exactly what it is, but I'm getting that you take this leap. It's your chance. You know it's your chance. It's like an old way of thinking holding you back and keeping you with a constant, but it's time for you to spread out and 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 do this. Is it something to do with cooking? Are you doing something with food?
No.
No?
No. But I do like to make things. I do like to be creative. I do enjoy cooking, but it's more of a hobby. But I'm actually working on a spiritual business. So
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know why. I really feel you. working with your hands, and it feels like you love it, and it feels like you love to feed people a lot. And I just went to, maybe you're starting some sort of restaurant or something that involves nourishing people.
I do love to nourish people. That is very true about me.
As far as the girlfriend, I'm going to tap on to that for a moment. You're separated for a reason. It feels like it was a twin flame relationship. And I know a lot of people have different definitions of twin flame, but for me, twin flame relationships are really hot, but they're also really toxic. So I'm getting that heat and that toxicity at the same time. So probably not in the highest good to repeat that pattern and staying in that toxicity. And I will leave it at that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Great, thanks, Melody. I know DoveLight is ready. Go ahead, DoveLight. Yeah, so practitioners, if you can raise your hand in Zoom, that's better, but however works.
So thank you so much for asking your question. So for the girlfriend situation, I see that this person there is one person in the relationship that wanted to look for something more out there. It was really wanted to expand his vision. It did have beautiful moments here. I see with the Ten of Pentacles where you guys were able to get those moments when you feel stable and kind of like happy. But there was one person or one energy in the situation that wanted to see what is it more out there. Even though there were really happy moments, this person wanted to see it. Definitely, I see that somebody was living in a way. And the death card is coming here, which means that there is needed to be a transformation with one of the partners in order for things to keep moving forward. Like there was one person who truly felt like things needed to change. It needed to transform. They could not stay the same anymore. Somebody's worrying a lot in this situation, and they're telling you that worry is a wasted emotion. It is okay to sometimes worry, be concerned, but if you only worry and worry and worry without really nothing is going to change just by worrying it, then you're only lowering your immune system. You're only making yourself sad. There is more information regarding these situations that is going to need to be cleared out regarding certain topics, but it is very important that you listen to your intuition, because even though there were happy moments, there is again this energy they wanted to leave, they wanted to go away, and these feelings needed to be transformed. It is actually good though. There is a transformation coming up here, and perhaps it is time also to reevaluate what is it that we truly want in our life. Who do we want in our life as a partner? Who do we want? Which energy? Because I see that also there is somebody who was very mature, who truly know what he wants. He want to work, he want to grow, he want to expand, and oh my God. And yeah, with the star here is telling me that, yeah, there are some beautiful moments because there was a person in the relationship who was actually very vulnerable, or there have moments when they were so open that this also helped them to be connected. Yeah, once again, the love was real. There was a spiritual connection, but one of these persons really felt trapped in some way, and this person needed to leave in order to change that energy. Just needed to leave. So listen to your intuition. There is more information that needed to be acknowledged. Even now, that needs to be cleared out. But do not worry, because it's just worrying for something that hasn't happened or is not going to happen. It's only going to make things attract more worse. Regarding career, it's very important that you feel happy and joy in everything that you do. This is the clearest guidance. Yes, we need to pay the bills, we need to pay stuff, but definitely we also need that feel that happiness. And okay, so just to summarize, because I just saw the stumps, you will receive a communication. There's a high possibility you will receive communication about a position or a project or something that you're really gonna like. But it's also that while this happens, you balance your finances. How much you spend, how much you don't realistically. Don't get into fight with people who are not worth it, or situations that feel like they're like pushing. I want to get into this job, but I feel so pushy. And I leave it as that because the stone. Thank you. Okay, thank you.
Great, thank you, DoveLight.
Thank you,
All right.
DoveLight.
Next we have Julie and then Jason. Julie, go ahead.
Beautiful. I wanted to start out by saying thank you for being so vulnerable. This is not easy, and you're showing up absolutely amazingly. So thank you for that. When I tap into your ex-partner, I saw that there were a lot of struggles in the relationship. Again, just like DoveLight said, there are always happy moments, right? Or we wouldn't stay. But there were definitely struggles within that relationship, and you were definitely being undervalued in the relationship. I see a lot of not being treated the way that you deserve, you putting a lot of information out, like a lot of effort out into the relationship and almost giving like 300% in the relationship that they were providing, like the reciprocal part of it was not as abundant as what you were doing, right? So looking at the patterns that you had within your relationships, right? You've been doing this since a small child, and you learn this as a small child, not only in this life, but past lives. And what happens is when you go into this pattern and you continue the pattern, right? You do not stop until you change something. And you really have to change something within yourself. And the reason you need to do that is because if you don't, you're going to continue on that cycle. So working on yourself is very vital in this moment. When looking at the business, I know you said it was a spiritual business. I don't ever like to, I never predict the future, but I can look at the future, right? To kind of see what it is that would make you happy and what wouldn't make you happy. But without it, knowing any additional information, I do see a block within you, right? And this is the fear that I have in regards to you continuing the spiritual business without healing yourself first, is that if you think about, they're giving me the visual of a clear cup of water, right? Like water just clear. And then you're a little tainted, right? You got a little dirtiness in your energy field. When you pour into somebody else, you're going to be bringing that unwanted energies into them. So it's really important for you, and we all need it, right? I said, I'm still working on me. Everyone's still working on ourselves, but to make sure that you are vibrating as beautiful as you show up every day is really, really important, because even in the relationships, right? If you're putting on a mask every day and pretending, although you're good at pretending, right? People are going to feel that, even if they're not conscious of it or not. So it's really important for you to get that inside to be as beautiful on the outside as on the inside. So work on yourself. So if I was to tell you to do 3 things that they're recommending, make sure that you're honoring yourself and loving yourself, right? Make sure that you're doing the work to heal yourself. And 3, take that mask off, right? You can show up every day and be yourself, because you're not going to be able to continue to be successful if you're not vibrating properly. Thank you.
Thanks, Julie.
Thank you so much, Julie. I appreciate it.
All right, great. And Jason, I think is next.
Yep. Yeah, Monica, you can keep unmuted because I'm gonna need you.
Okay. All right. My son was making noise in the background.
Yeah, that's
Hopefully
it.
it's
Hey,
not disruptive.
real life is happening. What?
Yeah.
What? Let's just go ahead and live that. Monica, I would. The first question I would have for you is, would you say decision and choice are the same thing or 2 different things?
2 different things.
And you're good at both of them. Okay. When you look at options, you see where most people see 2 or 3, you see 5 to 7. Make sense?
Yeah.
That's like a talent. That's a skill, even though it doesn't feel like one when it happens, especially to us. So that knowing that that's true, that means you think things through before you decide, and then you make a choice. So you're action oriented. You don't mind doing what it is. You don't mind doing the hard thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So your independence is a real thing because of that right there. So your independence, because you're going to do the last 10 feet your own way. I do not need to give you permission or anybody else to exercise your free will. You're going to do it anyway. So just do it your way. This 5 steps that somebody else has is not going to work for you because you're independent. You like to be in charge of your choices. Maybe that's control freak, maybe not. But the reality is, it's just how you work. I got a big word for you. Ready?
Yeah, ready.
Responsibility.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, that's a big word, but it's because you're good at it. Yes, you have more of it on your plate than most because you have capacity for it. Right? It's actually a gift. It's not a burden. It's because you're responsible. You want to know why your manifestation is infused? It's because you're intentional in it. Your ex-girlfriend, woo, you want to mess with that? You're going to be dealing with the storm there because that is an expressive person. It is going to come out and you are going to have to hear it. Whether you believe it or not, you are going to have to weather it. So if that's what you're looking for,
Right.
as long as she's being honest, right? Is she honest?
She can be.
Okay, if it's back and forth and it's honest some of the time, that tells you what you need to know right there, because there's expression, but there's expression of truth. And if she's getting to expression of real truth, then you need to listen to it. If it's a mess and you can tell, bye-bye. No obligation for you. Obligation's a dirty word. Okay. So in your career, do it your way. You're independent. You're going to make your own choices. Stay out of obligation. Right? You got to always have options. You love options. You thrive in them. Ta-da.
Yeah,
Right, so leave them open.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Thanks for being so vulnerable and willing to come on the stage for that kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm working. Yeah, got to do the vulnerability thing. It's important to grow in that. Thank you.
It's part of the path. It's going to send you inward, and it sounds like you're doing that. Trust the inward. Yes. You heard that 3 times now, for real.
All right, great. And I think Alyssa's got something to share with you too.
Yeah, I just wanted to build. I'm getting a lot of the same feelings that's been shared. But I feel like a very deep sadness about the relationship. Like you feel like it's a very big loss, and it was meaningful. But I was getting a lot of like throat chakra feeling, like maybe you weren't able to speak your full truth. And so I'm finding a lot of connection with the business as well, because like they're talking about baby steps through this business, and you're going to break through some of these blocks. I know that Julie mentioned, like by moving towards this business, and it's going to be transformative energy. So that hopefully you can attract somebody who is a better match for you. But I'm really feeling like that relationship did teach you a lot, and it might not be in the forefront right now, and it's okay to be sad, but like keep going, keep moving forward, and you're really going to change your energy by doing this business. That's what I'm feeling.
Well, thank you for that, Alissa, and I appreciate you saying it's okay to be sad too. Thank you for that. Just to sit in that. Thank you.
All right, great. And if it's all right, I want to share just a little bit of insight is what I pick up from your eyes. I feel like you're not fully through the sadness of the relationship ending. Like I feel a sadness and a heaviness in you. And one thing I notice in your eyes that will be related to what you're doing in your work, and then also will impact your relationships, right? It's a big part of you, is that I think you feel emotions deeply, big waves of emotions, and that you naturally see not only what's here, you see what's possible, and you like to inspire and motivate people to stretch and reach for what's possible. So use emotions to pull them forward. So what comes along with this inspiration talent is that it's important that you do work that you believe in. You want to do work that makes a difference. You are optimistic. You see the positive side. You see how to move people forward. You want to be able to share things with people that help them grow and trust themselves more. And then in relating with other people, people that have the inspiration talent, often because they see the potential, they can get caught in relating with someone at their potential and not where they really are. And so it can lead to a lot of disappointment because you see this and you want this. And if the person isn't there yet, it's really hard. I know also we often tend to date opposites instead of people that are like us. I think it's better if we date others that are like us. And so, for example, if that person didn't feel emotions deeply and wasn't very connected to their emotions, it would have been harder to connect with them. And yeah, so I don't know if that applies to this person, but those are some of the different kinds of things that might have been here.
Yeah. No, it definitely applies. Laureli.
Great. Yeah, so in any work that you're wanting to do kind of in the spiritual world in terms of providing insight and helping people grow and just I think it's important for all of us that what we do is in alignment with who we are, but particularly people that have the inspiration talent, it's just so much more true. So if you're lining up your life, your work, and your life to be able to share and making a bigger difference in the world, that's totally on track, and you in that way should be successful. It just like some of your lessons might be that you don't always have the confidence that you could have, and so trusting yourself more and letting yourself see all the positive impact that you make to continue to grow your confidence and trust yourself more.
Oof, thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you guys so much.
You're very welcome. Thanks for jumping in and asking a question. All right. Let's see. I know we had a general question in the chat too. I'm going to jump into, we've got questions that keep coming in. So let's see. Okay. RA is next. Do you want to come up on stage? All right, great. I'm going to bring you up. All right. Yeah. What is your question?
All right. Thank you everyone for being here. This is a pretty cool panel. I'm a theta healing practitioner, and I've been on sabbatical for a few years, but still actively practice theta with myself and my mentors. And I'm hitting a place in my own healing journey where I can't figure out what to do next with this mess here. And so I guess my question is kind of two-part interrelated with each other. If there's anything you can tell me about next steps to move forward in my own healing process, especially as it relates to moving forward with my partner, Braxton. I can see where we're going, and that's all quite clear, but he's in a very complicated situation, and the how to navigate the next step, which has many possible pathways, just looks very messy, and none of them really feel very clear to me yet. None of them feel really good yet. And so partially it feels like I still have things I need to let go of in here that I'm not aware of yet in order to find my own clear path. But any information that they want to tell me about said path might also be helpful. And my name is Rusha, and yes, you have permission.
I want to just check in. You said, okay, so next step in your healing process and next step moving forward with Braxton. Okay, and your journey of like what there might be for you to let go in terms of that journey. Okay, great. Yeah, give everyone time to check in, and then. All right, and DoveLight is ready. So yeah, DoveLight, go ahead.
No, I'm not ready. I actually wanted to understand the question. What if I get the question? So you're asking if you want to continue a relationship with this person, or is it for your highest good, or I'm sorry.
I 100% will continue my relationship with this person, but it's a complicated situation with many possible pathways of how to move forward, none of which feel good yet. So you're guidance on guidance on either how best for us to move forward, or what in my healing process do I need to work through in order to find my own clarity about it.
Thank you.
Thank you. By the way, I appreciate all the ownership that you're bringing forth and how you're asking your questions. It's really great. Yeah, practitioners, whenever someone's ready, let me know.
I'm good.
All right, great. Go ahead, Jason.
Hi. Nice meeting you. Love the spiral staircase behind you, by the way. I'm going to hit us with a little bit of soul level energy for you, because I think that this maybe accentuates a lot of your abilities all in the same time. You're probably going to know what I'm talking about here in your own version, and that's really what matters. I would say that your biggest pursuit is probably around harmony. That word probably has a big meaning to you. Is that accurate? And harmony would mean a number of different things. For you, it would mean balance. It would mean law and order. It would mean justice and, and acceptance. It would also mean beauty and functionality. Oh, that's a great coffee cup, but if it doesn't feel right in my hand, it's useless, right? Kind of thing. So you know about systems, you know about energy. So your sensitivity to energy logically makes a lot of sense. So you're looking at flow and looking at harmony. When you're trying to create one or the other and you're working that way, like I was talking about friction earlier. Oh my gosh, you know all about it. You know about standing in chaos in the middle, being able to pluck things out of it and hand it to folks. You know what I'm talking about, right? You can conduct the chaos. Does that sound familiar to you? Right? That's a skill. That's a skill. That's an ability. And not everybody has it. So when you have somebody in your world that has that challenge, you're able to do that and very effectively for them. Part of what you're dealing with, I'm going to get really direct right here with the other person, because I want to honor the fact that we're doing this. This is happening. There's a shell going on there. A shell means that every once in a while the shield comes up that you can't get through. Make sense? Anytime that they feel attacked or they feel like they need to protect themselves, it doesn't matter if you did it or somebody else did it, that thing's going to come up. It changes how they experience things. It keeps some things at bay, and it doesn't let their stuff out. It's a shield, right? So it goes both ways. But if you're going to be with them, you just know that it's there. And if you're going to communicate and that comes up, then you can look at how you communicate it, or you can respect it too. Right. So you're looking for harmony. There's one of the ways for you to do that. They don't feel threatened. They don't feel like they need to protect themselves. That can be really useful for you and helpful so that you can see the reaction in the world. Helps you navigate and help them do the same.
All right, great. Thank you, Jason. All right, and I know see Julie's ready.
So I love that Jason said the balance, because that's exactly what was coming through for me, is that you are absolutely amazing at healing, right? And you can heal yourself. And I saw you fixing whatever issue you're having within here, right? Very easily. And it's easy for you to pull it out of you. You just have to make the time and you have to set the intention. Have you been doing that?
I have plenty of time,
Okay.
and I spend a lot of time doing theta healings.
Okay. So I'm seeing
the willingness is, or the belief that it can actually happen, are hiccups.
So you have to set the intention that it's going to be released, right? And I'm seeing you actually pulling it out almost as if you're pulling it straight out of your chest and you're healing your body through your hands. So I would start to think about how you can enhance your modalities past theta healing, because I'm physically seeing you using hands to pull this energy out of you. Now, make sure that you're doing it properly, right? We're not just going to throw it out there. You have to make sure that you put it somewhere, put a sacred container, transmute it into love and light. Make sure that you're not just throwing this energy out there, but start to think about that, because you probably received this guidance, but you've kind of been ignoring it. Again, it's something about pulling it. So think about that. In regards to next steps with Braxton, I'm feeling like he's very business oriented right now. He's very focused on work. Is that true? Okay. They're saying for you just to ride the wave, right? Because after this section of like focused on work, it's going to be better. However, you have to make sure that you're setting very clear boundaries and expectations, because I do see you guys falling into little ruts energetically, like emotionally. So make sure that you're setting those so that you're using clear expectations and using your words properly to make sure that he understands that this is how you feel. And then just keep, again, going back to that word balancing, make sure that you're focusing on keeping your energy balanced. And then from when you are balancing, you're going to then be able to balance him as well. Do you have any questions about any of that?
just more knots. I just feel more knots.
So that isn't that kind of funny that they say use your fingers to pull, and you're saying you're feeling knots. So think about that as you do the work, right? You're going to be pulling that out. You're going to do great. They wouldn't have said that you can do it if you couldn't. Okay. You got this.
Okay.
You got it. I'm telling you, the first time I ever found out I was a healer, I said, they're crazy. They don't know what they're talking about. So you got this. Just believe and trust, okay?
Hey, thanks, Julie. We've got DoveLight ready next.
Please take what resonates and leave what don't. It is okay. I have like from 4 different sources here telling me that one of the most predominant things who is blocking you is you're doubting yourself way too much. It is very important that you choose to trust your intuition when you're ready. You do have a lot of signs, you do have a lot of dreams, you do have a lot of information, but it is very important that you start trusting yourself. They're telling me that you're a very grounded person. You do have the vision. Sometimes things become very overwhelming, like feel heavy, but the love that you have for your partner, the love that you have for, I feel like you have so much love for so many things. It's real, it's there. And the angelic reality is telling you that they can feel that love and they can see you doing that love, but you're being too hard on yourself. You're being like, oh, I'm supposed to heal this way, I'm supposed to do this way, I'm supposed to this, and it gets too mental. And then you lose your connection to your intuition. So we need both. We need to have rationality, but also with the heart, which you do have. But it is very important that you start trusting yourself. If I can summarize this in 1 second, you do have to start trusting yourself, and nobody can do that for you. You start trusting yourself by putting goals and putting like I would say this day I will achieve this towards my dream to becoming a healer, or I want to open my business, or I want to start getting these materials, or I will start looking for the park or for the space to do that. If you start thinking that way and you start taking actions toward that, it's going to become a reality. But you have to be sure in your heart that that's what you wanted to do. You do have like I see the ability to bring people into a happy space, but there is very important that you change your mentality. There is a wake-up call telling you, hey, if you truly want things to happen, even though there might be more than one option in the ways that you want to do it, it is very important that you really consciously, if you haven't done so already, take the moment. There are many options. Find one that resonates with you and start taking actions towards. There will be moments when you truly need to rest, need to relax at your own time, but there might be different ways into going forward with your partners into the dreams and goals they want to do. But once again, what they keep telling you, there will be moments when you need to recover. There will be moments when you can take little actions toward your dreams. But it is all about trusting your signs, your intuition, your dreams, and it has to come within you. And the best way, one of the best ways to let go of the doubts, once again, is to do small actions, like visible actions towards my goal, towards what you want to create, towards your project. And nobody can do that for you. You have to start doing it. And when you start achieving that little step, even if it's just buying flowers for something that you want to do, then you start trusting yourself. The more you trust yourself, the more the doubts move away. Do what you love, even if you're not sure how it's going to end up. Just start doing them. That's what I'm picking up. If it resonates, if it not, that's okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you, DoveLight. All right, it looks like Alyssa's ready next.
Hello. I can just feel the solar plexus, and that this is really a lot, and it's okay. So it's okay to take deep breaths and long breaths. I'm getting a lot of the same words and ideas like balance. They're saying that you need to really focus on what your passions are, what you love, because you're kind of lost in the situation and like putting a lot of energy into it. They said release the tears, let them flow, but also find joy. Like remember what brings me joy? I have the same problem. Like, and you have to make a conscious effort to do what brings you joy. Like, listen to music, dance, go out with your friends. Also, they're saying ask for help. You're not alone. You have a whole team of, spirit guides, angels, whatever you believe that can help you. And just ask for little things at a time, and you'll start feeling supported, and that belief will grow and grow and grow. And they're also just saying, like, for the next step, like, honestly, try to take a break from it, because sometimes solutions come out of nowhere that you didn't even have to think of. And I know that's easier said than done, but ask for help, take some time for you, find joy, and maybe something really random can come out of it.
Great. Thank you, Alissa. Anyone else ready to share?
Yeah.
Melody,
So,
go ahead.
you already know, you said Braxton, correct? What's his name? I love how you said you already know this is happening. It's happening no matter what. But you also want things to happen a certain way. And it feels like it would behoove you to let go of trying to dictate how it happens, because you've already said it. You're already manifest this happening. So let go. And whatever way it happens is going to be the right way. It doesn't have to be like mom and dad did it, or auntie and uncle did it, or whatever. It doesn't need to be your way. Your guys' way can be different, and it will be perfectly just fine for both of you. And I keep getting to just stay in the moment. And although you like harmony and everything dictated a certain way and things box and that box, and just so you can find it quickly and know what's going to happen, to not do that in this situation and just stay in the moment. And you'll see it's going to all end up in that perfect little box and a prettier.
Ooh. Hopefully Melody comes right back in. This is an example of the mystery and not knowing the mystery. Right? You thought you knew that a question was going to keep going, and it's not.
Thing you've manifested it. Did I freeze
Melody,
again?
Melody, you froze in the middle. You were, yeah, if you can
It
find
was
your way.
so good too. I don't know where I froze.
We got most of it. You were maybe only 2 or 3 sentences back.
It was then the don't try to plan it out is the last
And I
thing
think
I wrote
Melody,
down.
oh, let's bring Melody back up. Yeah, don't try to plan it out. Because just like you
Yeah.
can't expect, you don't know.
Yeah, sorry about that. We are having, a hurricane warning here. But anyway, so the last tidbit, if I didn't get this out, if you missed this, is just be in the moment with this relationship. It's really the thing for you to learn to not dictate how this plays out, because you're already manifested that it's going to happen. And that if you just stay in the moment with it and let it flow, quit letting go of the outcome, hanging on to outcomes, going on path left at the right lane, and let it just flow, it's going to be perfect and tidy and in a way better and a prettier box than you could have ever imagined. Because you like to have everything right where it should be and when it should be. And this is not the relationship for that. And it's going to be great and perfect. But your lesson here is to let go of how you get there. Let go. It's going to happen. Release those guts and the knots and everything. You got this. Thank you.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Someone else have something? I'm trying to remember who we went through. I know I have a little bit to share too, and it's totally in alignment with where everyone else is going, or where lots of others are going. Maybe I'll just jump in and share. So I got that it's really the same answer for both your relationship and for moving forward with your energy healing work. It's just in alignment with this. You're very gifted at being very discerning and getting things just so. And this is all about spaciousness and openness and mystery, and that you're needing to build your capacity with that. So you want to do things like choose whatever it's going to be. Finger painting, where you're not making a specific thing, or grab some clay, make something out of clay that's not a particular shape, where it can be whatever it is. Aim for not symmetry, not a specific thing, and like mess it up afterwards. You can crunch it all together or make pancakes that are asymmetric, that are weird shapes. Like you want to make things messy, take your utensils out of the drawer and like put them randomly on the counter and get your belly comfortable with having them messed up for a while. Like it's just, you want to stretch your capacity to have things be mysterious and chaotic. Like imagine, like close your eyes and like you want to find something beautiful. So open your eyes and see what's beautiful around you. And if you thought of something before you opened your eyes, you can't choose that. So you want to be spontaneous in the moment. So these are all different kinds of exercises to help get you more comfortable and more open. Where you need to be in that openness and the mystery to do energy healing well. And this relationship seems to be on an unexpected, you don't know sort of journey, and it's going to be navigating in each moment as it's unfolding, and that what pathway it's going to seem to be on might not appear for a while, and you're having to navigate all the bits along the way.
Been like 3 years of let go, let go, let go, let go.
And you're the kind of person you are, and you chose the kind of person and the situation that it is. And so if you're on the pathway to be an energy healer, you need to get open in this way, and you chose a relationship to support you in this mystery. Right? Being in this mystery. Yeah. I say this is building a muscle. It's going to the gym in a different way. It's totally building muscle, right? Over time and growing your capacity, and yeah.
And you already decided that you're going through with it. So
we can still be in relationship with someone, like, and I'm like energetically, right? The whole thing about cords and all things I should cut, but like I can energetically tap into my ex-husband, and we haven't been married in 20 something years, but I can just feel his energy and the lessons of there and the journey, and right. So I'm still in relationship, even though we're not in relationship. So I'm just saying, like, things can go any kind of way. It's like, what is the certainty you have? And it's letting go of being certain is really what this is about. All right. Anyone have something else? Or is it Ruisha, Anne? How do you pronounce it? Rusha. Yeah, Rusha. Yeah. Thank you so much, Rusha.
Thank you.
All right, let's see. We have JCR next, and then D, and then WM. JCV, JDV, who are you? You have to let us know if you're here.
I think that was actually me. I was JDV.
Oh, okay, great.
Here.
You're JD. Oh, JDV. So JCR is next. Thank you. JCR. Who is JCR? I think it's for this. All right, if JCR is not appearing right now, we have D and WM next. So D. By the way, maybe this is a good time to jump in. I'm going to ask just a general question. So this is a free question, but someone asked anonymously, can you access Akashic records through astral projection? And the particular reason why they have this question is they say, I sent my intention to go there, I think to the Akashic records, but it was a little weird. It was a burgundy hall, and at one point there was a mirror, and they say they just saw different faces, mainly men from other eras. It wasn't angels and sunshine. So can you access the Akashic records through astral projection? Does anyone have a quick answer to that? Okay, DoveLight, go ahead.
There is many ways to answer the Akashic records, many ways to tap in. But like I say, these are divinely guided by guardians and keepers, dimensional, who work by consciousness. So you will be allowed to know what is for your highest good to know at the level in your consciousness might be able to understand it for your highest good. Now, when he said astral projection, I received like a little bit of cautioning my heart, because there is many beings in the astral projections. Once again, there is beings from the high, from the light, from different levels of consciousness. So my recommendation will be, yes, it can be accessed. It's not the only way, but you have to be cautious when you go into the astral projection. You have to be well with protection. You can just not trust any living spiritual being there, because some of them have different nature. So just be mindful of going with your spirit guides, with your protection, with your trust, with that security that you're going to access for your highest good. So you don't attract different things or get lost or confused in the astral realm. That's what I was picking up when I heard that.
Great, thanks, Julie. Go ahead.
I think it's also really important to know that everyone experiences it different, right? The way I see the records is not how other people see the records. And you have to honor and respect your individuality, your gifts, right? Again, I feel like you are protected, but make sure that you are setting the intention to only work with those of light and not anybody of unwanted energies. And I think just trust that you're accessing in the way that you know how to access them, and don't compare it to how somebody else would.
Great, thanks. And Jason has something to share?
I like that, Julie. Good. Interpret it your way. That's some of the best advice that keeps coming back up. So what I'll toss in here quickly is that you're already on the right track, because you are talking about intention to go to the records. Then yes. Astral projection, are there things to be respectful of? Sure. Does that require protection? That's a personal choice. The intention is that means you're thinking about it going in, and that matters. So stay on that path and you'll get where you're trying to go.
Okay, great. Thank you. And anyone else? Any other? All right, great. And I'll check with that person. I'm trying to think of that person, if they did pay with a different name, and I'm just trying to sort out who they all are. But okay, great. Thank you so much. All right, so it looks like D is up next. Are you, let's see, where are you?
She
Okay,
just
great.
turned her camera on.
Great, I'll bring you up on stage. All right, great. Thank you so much for joining us. Is your name Delilah?
Yes, thank you for having me.
You're so welcome. Yeah, so what is your question?
So I had a question. I wanted to know if I am getting married, and if I am, to whom? And then just another question, just half the questions. I've been thinking or feeling that I should just leave alone the spiritual path, because maybe this in this time around this life, it's not for me. So I don't know if there's any guidance or confirmation that indeed I should just leave it all alone, that it's
And
not for me.
can you clarify, do you mean more of a spiritual path or a religious path, or which sort of
Spiritual, more spiritual. Like, I have taken, well, I'm a certified Reiki, but I don't do Reiki. I mean, like, I've done a lot of things like tarots and read energy and stuff like that. But lately I feel like maybe it's not for me. So I don't know if it's, I don't know. I don't know if it's something I should continue or just leave it alone. And you do have my permissions to open the archives. Thank you.
Great. And then I'll say, and will I get married, and to whom? Is there anyone in particular? Like, are you feeling like someone that you're asking about, or are you really just a general question about your life and the unfolding of your life?
I'm talking to someone, but it feels like I'm the only one who wants to relationship, and he kind of pushes away. So I don't want to make a mistake and commit to that person and not allow anybody else that comes over and asks me on dates or asks me out to dinner or whatever, and shut them down because I'm like wanting this person type of deal. So like, I just want to, like, if I'm gonna get married, well, to whom? Like, is it this guy, or should I wait for it, or is it the one I'm talking? Like, I don't know.
I'm so glad I asked that follow-up. And Julie, did you have a follow-up question, or are you or DoveLight, did you have follow-up questions, or are you ready to go?
I'm ready to go.
I'm ready to go.
Okay, great. So we got Julie and then, or no, wait, it looks like DoveLight. Yeah, Julie was first and then DoveLight. Okay, go ahead, Julie.
Thank you so much for being here. So before you even started talking, I don't see auras normally, right? But I started to see like your aura. I don't know if it's a white background, but I'm assuming I'm seeing it because you can sense auras. Is that true? Okay. So the first thing I need to tell you is that you are going to know if who you're going to get married to, right? You are very, very gifted and very guided. I see you picking up energies and just all the things you're labeling as spiritual, right? From a very, very young age. So this is in your blood almost, right? You came in knowing how to do this work, which is such an amazing gift. So we have to start to focus on you breaking down those barriers of not trusting yourself and not allowing yourself to believe in who you are and your abilities. I don't know, the outside world has said so many things that are making you feel as though you're not as amazing as you are, and you are absolutely amazing. I mean, like shining bright, like I can feel it coming through right now. You have so many amazing gifts, but you have made yourself so small in this world that you have to make yourself big. You need to take up the space within this world because you don't need us to tell you who you're going to get married to, right? You know that information. You just have to trust and believe that that is the right answer and continue on this path, because I don't think you can just shut it off. Now you can, but do you want to? I don't really know, because you've been very safe and successful in this life. By using that, even if it's in small increments, you don't have to show it to the world, but I wouldn't turn it off completely. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, thank you. Yeah.
Okay, so just moving forward, talking about who you're going to get married to, just know that you have the answer within yourself. And if you're not feeling it, you need to start to bring yourself up by just making yourself take up space. They're saying, again, just take up space, make yourself bigger than what you've actually done. Because again, when you were born in this world, on this planet, in this body, you were big, right? For such a small person. But as the years have gone on and outside influences come to you, you have just got smaller and smaller and smaller to where you don't think that you can, but you really can. Okay. So just move forward and believing yourself, believing in you, trusting the information that you're getting, because it's coming in hot and you're doing a really great job. And people would kill to have what you have so naturally.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Thank you, Julie. Next is DoveLight.
Yes, thank you so much for your question. When I keep hearing you talking about this relationship, if I will ever get married, I keep hearing, will I ever feel safe enough to be able to stay or trust somebody in a relationship? I keep hearing that on a soul level. So about the Akashic records, the futures are probabilities. People are probabilities. Nobody's set in stone. There are souls who come in this planet with soul contracts, life partners, to learn something, to work on something, but nobody is really set in stone just like that. There is many different probability with different people. And my recommendation here with the 10 of Swords and 10 of Cups is that you work, if it resonates in your feelings of safety and betrayal, I feel like you have been betrayed in the past and there is still some wounds of some sort of trusting that needs to be reevaluated, taken out in a safe space. So you learn how to trust yourself again in a relationship. So you learn how to say yes or no. A little bit more about self-esteem. I'm hearing like buy your beautiful dress, do some spa, do something like that. It needs to be done. I feel like you have left yourself behind for a long time. But the Ace of Swords is that you carry the sword of the truth. Sometimes we say we want to be with somebody, but in reality, we're protecting ourselves because it feels safer to be with our own. Like we are so used to being with our own. So we want this or do we want that? High recommendation, follow your intuition, follow your guidance. Do not worry if you're going to stay alone, single, or society, you never have kids. At the end of the day, what it matters is that you trust yourself to feel safe enough. So when you're ready, you can follow with allowing yourself in your life that you trust or not, but it will be your choice. So it is not about society. It's not about how many children or what age. It is about we all are different. We all are diverse. With this guy specifically, I feel like he's coming with intentions to get to know you, to be more friendly, but there is some challenges in many difference of maturity. There may things that you guys are gonna bump. I feel like you are more stable, more mature, but one of the lessons that you can learn from this person is to balance. Is it being reciprocal or not? Follow your intuition. You're going to trust yourself to decide if this is what's best for you or not. Never settle, they're telling me. Never settle for less just because you feel lonely. That's what they're telling me. And
Thank you.
you ask something about your spiritual gifts. They have received many gifts to wake up, to change, to like you have given that. They know what you want in your heart. They have listened. You have talent for spirituality. You do have talent, and you do have a lot of potential for shamanic herb-based herbs, medicine, plants. You could be a great herbalist. There is potential here to work with spiritual and plants, perhaps essential oils, things like that. The thing is that one of the most spiritual gifts that you can give to yourself, I'm always saying it, is to live your human life. If you're feeling down, if you still have some issues with betrayal, if you don't trust yourself, then all those emotions always get when we try to tap into our intuition, they try to come out because now you're tapping in the non-physical realm, and our issues, our emotions, our things are in the non-physical realm. So it is very important that you practice moderation. Within the next few months, you might be open to learn a little bit more about working spiritually with earth. If you choose to, it's up to you. But there is a new direction. I feel like there is a calling in a specific spiritual area that's going to bring passion to you. But you have to practice moderation. Again, everything has an order and everything has a way into which things have to go. If you go too fast to the bus station, you're gonna wait for your bus to come. If you go too late, you're gonna miss your bus. So we also have to try to trust divine timing. Please know that spiritual gifts are not only being psychic and not only medium, is to have patience, to have compassion with yourself, to learn how to listen. It is okay to be angry. It is okay to be mad. The angels are never going to judge us for being human. So in that sense, my recommendation is to explore other spiritual venues if they feel called to work or find a safest place to do the inner work that you need to be, and trust yourself. Allow yourself to listen. What is it that you truly want in a relationship, or even if you want to be in one. So don't get confused for what society or loneliness or other things want. Thank you so much, and I appreciate it. Last thing, I'm seeing a grandmother ancestor behind you. She's wearing a white thing on her head, and I feel like she's getting like these plants, like a root plants or cleansing plants, like cleansing. So you have the gift also to work with spiritual plants to do this type of clearings and shamanism. I feel like she wants you to do bad plants for you and the moon. So you do have that type of energy in your ancestral. Okay, thank you, Grandma. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, DoveLight. Alyssa's next.
Hello. So yeah, I'm feeling a lot of what has been said. But one of the first things that came to me was like you're very much putting yourself in a box, and you're saying, well, I'm not like this person that I follow, and I'm not like this person that I know about. But they're telling you that you're not like them because you're beautiful and unique, and you have different and amazing gifts and an amazing story that needs to be shared. So I was kind of getting the feeling like that you need to work and heal on your lower chakras. Like they were saying, like feeling safer, building your confidence, finding your joy again, so that those gifts above, like you're speaking your truth and your connection to spirit, are going to shine again. And I was wondering if you have religious trauma in the past, or like a really strong opinionated person.
Yes.
So I think that, and I totally feel this too. So even though you've healed a lot of it, a lot of those beliefs are still coming back. So it's really important to like journal about it, revisit it, and and look at the belief. Where did it come from? Is it actually true? I think that will help you a lot. Yeah, they were really pointing out like building that confidence, getting outside of the box that you're saying that you need to fit in. And as far as the marriage, I didn't get a lot, but they were saying like open your heart to yourself. Like you are so compassionate, kind, full of good advice for other people. Are you talking to yourself with that same compassion, kindness, open-mindedness? So really pay attention to how you're treating yourself. Maybe
Okay.
write a letter to yourself.
Okay, thank you.
Great. Thank you, Alyssa. Melody is ready now too. Oh, we can't hear you though. Let's get you unmuted.
There we go. Am I
Yay.
unmuted? Yay. Hi. I think I missed some of the question because I keep losing internet, but I want to go with what I got right now and then we can circle back. I feel that there is some man involved that you're more like chasing after, and you want him to come to you more. But it's almost like the candy's on the higher shelf and you can't get it, so you want it more. But is that candy really good for you? Is
Yeah,
it?
that's the main question. It's like I
But
feel like
it's not.
I feel like, like I
It's
feel
this.
like I love him and I could be with him, but at the same time, like, does he really love me and should I be with him?
You shouldn't have to ask that. You shouldn't have to ask at all. You should feel it already. You should already know. And you already know. And then I'm getting this question, and maybe you can't answer it now, and you don't have to answer it now, but really look, do you really want to be married right now?
Yes,
You really?
I
Okay.
do. I loan it. It's like
Because it
like
feels like it's the idea and a security and this idea that I'm going to be secure and protected and get to do all the right things and check off. But when it comes to losing your freedom and maybe being not treated quite the way you deserve to, it's like, do I really want to be put in a box? It's just what I'm feeling and getting, that maybe check in a little bit more, especially with this guy you're chasing, because you definitely deserve better than that. And as spirituality goes, I know you had some question about it. I didn't get the gist of it. I just heard from some of the other people's responses. You need to do it in a different way. It feels like you've been dabbling and trying this modality and that modality and chasing, once again, chasing an idea. Your way is not somebody else's way. Your way is not that Joe Blow tarot card readers. And no offense to Joe Blow tarot card reader, I don't mean it like that. You're not, do it your authentic, raw. It feels like a little bit of witchy, a little bit. I heard herbs and stuff. Yeah, I feel that more raw earth energy in you. Let her out. She's a powerhouse. Don't, in fact, sometimes maybe don't read a book. Feel it in here. Yes, this is the one because feel it. I feel it. My soul, my ancestors are telling me this is the way to do it, and it feels right. Quit trying to fit the way the book is telling you to do it, because that's not your ancestral way.
yes, thank you.
Welcome. Thank you.
Great. Thank you. Anyone else have an answer for DoveLight? Go ahead. You had something you want to add?
Yeah, last but not least, we do have the ability and the power to manifest. We have more than one soulmate, and even we can call upon a life partner. But it is very important that we are able to be open to receive this person. Otherwise, believe it or not, it sounds cliche, but it is true. We might attract people that is going to show us how to respect and value ourselves, and it's going to reflect our own doubts. So the best way to know that you have, I don't want to overcome, but to pass through these lessons is when you see somebody that is not reciprocate and you learn how to say no. So you don't settle for less just because you want to get married or you want to be with your safety with you. So that's why it's very important to reevaluate within us what is it that we truly want. But we do have the ability to call one.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you. Go ahead, Jason.
DoveLight she just hit on the word that I think is probably your best takeaway to answer everything you were asking is reciprocate. If you're in relationships that reciprocate, you don't really need any other advice than what Melody gave you. Like you already know. If it's not reciprocating, if it's not fueling you, then no is the answer. If it is, then you already know that. And you're learning about boundaries and self-care. You already shared that with us. You put that with reciprocal relationships and you'll answer all your own questions in your own way, just like these ladies are telling you. They're all exactly right. Every one of them.
Thank you.
Great. And a little bit that I'll share is, so one of the talents that I see in your eyes is love. It's about love, intimacy, deep connection. So it wants deep one-on-one connection. And so the idea of you being married and having a deep, exclusive, deeply connecting relationship with someone, I do see that as really important to you. And I think that deep connections with people is also important in how you might do sessions if you're going to do work with people. It's and I agree, your energy feels very earthy to me. The love talent, the big lesson in the love talent is to learn to love and honor yourself first. I think that you probably have another characteristic, it's a motivation that's called submission. And so you have a tendency to want to just give yourself away to other people, and your heart is speaking, and you can feel your heart and the pain of like that you want more than just giving to others, that you really want it returned. And I think it really is good in that way, that it's equal, and the person connects with you just as much as you're reaching to connect with them. And
Yeah.
then in terms of doing work with others, I think that probably your touch is very, very soothing to people. Like you mentioned that you're trained in Reiki, but I think it might be I agree with what others have shared of finding your own way. So I think your touch and your energetic connection is very healing of people. So the way that you might be healing is different than the way other people might do it. And I think that you are that way, and you'll do it whatever you do, whether you call it healing and doing sessions or not. I think that your presence does that. But so learning to love and honor and care for you, and of course you want deep connection, and let yourself get it from someone that really connects deeply with you, or you'll be yearning for more and more of that your whole life.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. All right. Thank you so much for asking a question and letting us support you. All right, I'm going to jump back to the person that asked a question before. It turns out they did actually pay to ask a question. I didn't realize who it was, and they've got a second part of the question. So I'll read some of the first part again, just so you all have it. It was can you access the Akashic records through astral projection? And they talked about what had happened that time. So then they asked again, I asked them if they have some follow-ups. They astral project in their sleep, and they always feel it. They want to make sure if there's a better way to tap into the Akashic records, how might they begin? The astral projection is strange, and they're only a newbie, and they don't know how to control it. So they're kind of two parts of the question, really. It sounds like they're naturally astrally projecting, and so that's a way that they're accessing, and maybe some tips for them and how they can get better at that. And then they also are wanting to connect in with the records, and they might be connected with the records and they're astral projecting, but they're so two kinds of things. So how can we support them on that journey? And I see DoveLight in line, and Melody and Julie, and then we've got another question after that too. So let's go. Yeah,
Yes,
let's
yes.
answer
No,
it, but be
definitely.
quick.
Thank you for saying that, because the moment you ask that question, I feel like a little bit of heaviness in my heart. So it makes sense that you're saying you're a newbie and you can't control it. Like I say, we want to honor and respect that there is many ways to access the information. If this is the way that will work for you, or you feel more in tune to, it's fine. But it is my recommendation that you do ask for divine guidance, divine protection, and you have a clear intention where you're going. Because in the astral protection, might be soul bounds, there might be entities, there might be nature healing. Some of them are good nature, some of them are not so nice. So in order for you to just don't get confused, and I sense that you do have the gift to tap into the astral projection, just be sure of your intention, call upon your spirit guides. If you haven't yet already done so, have a practice with meditation and prayer. And yes, it is not the best way. It is one of the best ways. The best way that works for you is the one that you can easily tap into it in a way that feels non-pushy, feels flowy, feels safe, it feels divinely guided. So you are welcome to explore other ways or to continue doing this when it feels resonate with you. Just be mindful of your intention, your protection, and in the way that you want to go through this. Why? This is not to bring you fear, it's just to bring you awareness of the things that are in this world. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you, DoveLight. And next we've got Melody and then Julie.
So, I think it's fantastic that you astral project to access the records. I do that to help with missing person cases. So, I think that I feel the best piece of advice I could give you is something my grandfather taught me is when it gets snowy and you're scared to drive and you don't know how to drive and which way to spin the car, you go and play in a parking lot where it's safe and you learn how to control your vehicle having fun. So your vehicle is your body and your soul leaving it, right? So set time to practice using your vehicle and set an intention. Like I would practice and go, okay, I want to go to July 1972, the streets of Chicago, and then practice. Have somebody give you a random date and a location, and you go there with the intention to go there and tell them back what you're seeing until you know how to move your ship. Also, I don't feel like you're probably going completely willy-nilly when you astral project at night. You must be having some sort of intention to get you to a space, something weighing heavy on your mind. So before you lay down to go to bed, if you know more than likely your body's going to go out, put in your mind that safe, divine space. And I always say a prayer before I go in for anyone and before I go in for myself to astral project. I just set that container. It's just a habit you get in, like you brush your teeth in the morning. Okay, I'm going to set my little container and I'm going to ask that, ask Archangel Michael if that resonates for you. Come with me on a ride. I'm going to go check out 1972 or 1582, whatever it is, so that you feel safe and that you're with a light, or just ask for divine white light or for the highest good of all. Those are all good things that keep the positive energy in and say that you don't want any negative hanging out with you.
Great. Thank you, Melody. Next we've got Julie and then Jason.
Beautiful answers. I'm loving them. I 100% agree with both of what the ladies have said so far. I wanted to, when I first raised my hand, it said that for you to make sure that you're setting the intention, right? I know that DoveLight mentioned Edgar Casey before, but I actually learned how to open the records through Linda Howe. I just bought her book, tried it, and it worked. So maybe you can do that. Try that. It's a cheap, you probably get it used now, right? So it's been a while. But setting the intention, saying the prayer, absolutely. Asking yourself to be protected. And then one thing that I also received regarding this is the astral projecting and not being able to control it. Or you can, I'm not really sure. Making sure that you're grounding, right? I'm playing in the record so much. My biggest struggle is grounding. So just making sure that you're setting that intention to ground, because it's fun up there. We like to play, but we also have to make sure that we are here and present within this body, within this life. So make sure that you're just setting the intention, saying a prayer, asking for protection, and making sure that you're grounding.
Great. Thanks, Julie. And then Jason.
There's a lot of good suggestions going on there. With the ones that resonate, try those out. And then if those don't work, the ones that didn't resonate, try those. Right? If it didn't stick with you, that's probably what you needed. It's like when you pick up an essential oil and it stinks, you're like, yeah, that's the one you're supposed to have, because it's not the one that smells pretty. It's a strange place, astral projection. So it's strange. Yeah. Congratulations. If you can identify it that way, then you've probably done the work to get there. Even with the natural ability, some kind of alignment happens there for you. What kind of stands out for me, and I just want to put it on the table as a possibility, is you're not necessarily projecting into the Akashic records. You might be going way past it, quite frankly. It's not necessarily a destination, right? You might be in the records, but it could be a jumping off point that you're stopping in the records and going from there to astral project, because that to me has an infinite amount of destinations, as does the Akashic records in its own way if we're talking about time and space. Yet I'm not sure that the two things are always completely intertwined for you. So just as an opportunity to see them as, separate but equal, separate and different in some of the view might round out some of your questions. Right? Have the fun. If they could be two totally different things. If they are intertwined for you, then that you're really the one who can answer the depth of it and maybe help some others with the same thing. Because if none of what we're saying is like right there for you, that means it's your stuff that we need to be hearing. So I just encourage you to continue to explore. You're on the right track. The intentions, and just stay on the right track. Keep doing it.
That's great. And they have a little bit more in the chat. It says, it's fun. I just can't on purpose, for instance, decide to do that today, for example. It just happens when it happens. I feel the buzzing and start to remember quickly where I should go. So there's a remembering where you should go. That's really interesting.
That's how you learn. Those are the pieces you follow. That's what's showing you. That's your proof. That's your proof. You're going to believe it or not, and it's going to keep showing it to you till you believe it. And every time you believe it, one of your stepping stones is going to get more solid, and you're going to be able to get back there quicker. Use a talisman. That's one of the things I do. If I'm in the records and I see the talisman, like Inception, right? If you've seen the movie, if I see the talisman in the records, I know that's where I'm at, because that's where it is. Right? It's a marker. So, maybe that's helpful. Try any and all of these things. They're all good advice.
And I say, Alyssa's got something too. And I was going to say, you could probably go to sleep too, holding something in your hand that is some way of remembering whatever it is you want to remember. So just you're holding it as you go to sleep, just as another way of bringing in whatever kind of thing you're wanting to have show up.
And just quickly before Alissa, I'm so sorry. We don't remember what we say, right? Like it comes so quickly, we can't remember it. So that's very common. So don't be afraid of that.
Yeah, and I was just getting to share my experience and like point out all the possibility of your experience. So I when I was going through my awakening, I would astral project, and I was not having the intention at all consciously to do that. And for me, it was it's kind of like just a piece in my life of showing me like, hey, you have gifts, you have spiritual potential. And then like for me, it's not really a part of what I'm interested in or what I use to help people, but it was a really important piece that like possibly my soul planned with my team ahead of time. Like who knows, like, oh, she's not really getting it, like let's do something crazy. So like she's like, what the heck is going on? So it could be connected, like, yeah, like maybe you have your own special modality of accessing through astral projection, or maybe it's just spirit kind of like nudging you to follow your musings, follow your interests, and see, what is possible for you. But I was also just going to say, like Julie, like you can read a book, you can take a class. There's like cheap classes, expensive classes. I would say, there's no problem in doing both. Keep trying it your way, and also read how other people do it, and just keep following your interests.
All right, great. Thank you so much. All right. We are on to, I think, the last question we have in for the evening. So this is W. Did you want to come up on screen? I think you're unmuted. Yeah. Okay, great. Let me bring you up. Let's make sure your volume's working. Okay, great. What is your question tonight?
Hi. First of all, I'd like to say thank you for this opportunity. I appreciate it. I know I've been on this earth quite a few times, and I'm just wanting to know if you can pick anything out of the Akashic records that might help me with my journey, my forward journey. I've worked on myself for a long time, but I stopped for a long time too. And I'm just starting to get back into doing for myself. So I just want to know if there's anything maybe in the Akashic records that would help me on my journey. And I give you permission to check.
All right, great. I know we have a little bit of echoing.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay, it just is. Maybe while they're getting ready, I'll share just a little bit. You might have a talent that I call efficiency, which is very practical and grounded and focused on results. Very strategic. Does that make sense about you?
Yes.
Yeah, so I have this talent too. It enables us to hold a lot at one time. Multitasking is easy for us. And the big lesson is to choose the easier path. Because we can push through so much, we often choose the harder path and don't realize, and we're just like not getting as far along because we're doing it that way. So it's like pause for a moment and look around and oh, what's another way I could go about this and what might be easier? Where are there openings? And it might allow us, allow us to like slip through and slide through to get to where we're wanting to go in an even better way, even faster, even though we're not in motion at that moment, that we're looking to see where there might be a door open right there. So that'd be a little bit that I'd share. And then also, I think a lot of us that have the efficiency talent, meditation is more of a struggle because we don't want to sit still. So walking meditation, like there are all kinds of I used to throw pottery on the wheel for a number of years and I had no idea, but I was basically meditating the whole time because it's this single focus. So there can be an action that is a single focus where also you totally clear out and that's all that's present. So I'm going to encourage you to find things that work for you, given your natural tendency to move.
Thank you very much for that.
You're welcome. All right, great. We've got Julie and DoveLight already. Go ahead, Julie.
All right. Well, building off of that, I would say that from what I received from you, you have little people with you around, right? I feel like you have a lot of little people and you bake a lot of cookies. Is that true? I see a lot of cooking something about cookies coming out of the oven or something. Is that not resonate with you?
No, it doesn't. I'm sorry, sugar. No.
That's okay. Do you cook a lot? Because I'm seeing a lot of things going in an oven and out of the oven, and I just keep thinking about homemade cookies.
I do cook when I'm in the mood. Yes, I enjoy cooking. Yes.
So yes. So like I don't know why I keep saying cookies, but I'm going to just go with it because that's what I do. Building off what was said about the meditation, that cooking is your meditation, that moving meditation for you, because you kind of zone out and you put all the ingredients in. And when you said you're just getting back to your spirituality, I would like you to think about your definition of spirituality, because when you're doing this cooking, again, and things are coming out of that oven, you have put your heart and your soul into this food, and it is such uplifting for the people that you give it to. So you've literally been healing the people you love when you cook. That's what I've been receiving. And then also you give like really, really good long hugs, and those long hugs are also healing. But what they're recommending for you to do is when you're giving these long hugs to make sure that you're clearing the energy from your energy space, because you're absorbing everything from the other people, but you're not really releasing that. So they're recommending that you send a beam of light over your energy field to clean and clear it out, and to take some salt baths with sea salt as much as you possibly can get in there to really clean your body and your energy and your aura, because you're just taking on so many people's energies. Does that make sense to you, Wanda?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
So just keep healing the people through the food and through the hugs, because you've been doing it the whole time. And if you're adding new things onto that, just keep going with what you've been doing that's been working.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Great. Thank you, Julie. Maybe I'll just sprinkle in there that when you were talking about cookies, I just kept seeing like baseballs and softballs and like all these other balls. And so sports may be the thing and all the balls or something. I have no idea.
I miss sports. I used to be very athletic. Yes.
Okay, DoveLight is next.
So this is just a general message, because what I understood, you say you were in a healing and then you were not in a healing process, and then what it said you needed to hear about it. So I saw it, I understood it as a general message First of all, I am so grateful that you bring that up because we all human beings, we always have something to heal, but at the same time, we are not broken. So the more shadow that we have, the more light, the more evolve, if to say, a more higher consciousness we become, the more things that will come out. So it's always a balance where we go back to a stabilize, heal ourselves, but at the same time, we are not broken and we can also be of service. Here, that is telling me that there is a beautiful way that you have learned how to speak to yourself in your own mind, to value, to appreciate the simple things in life, your family, loved ones. I don't know if you have pets. You do have a very keen intuition. There is like a death or somebody who you love so much, or perhaps there was like, this is coming in two ways. Might be the losing of somebody that you felt that you were very spiritually connected, and or this could also be that there is something that needs to be changed in your life, whichever way does resonate for you. I understand that nothing can grow or evolve without movement. So my recommendation here, that there is an area of your life that there might be a little bit of grieving still, or something that you lost, and from that you learn how to appreciate all these beautiful moments. The things are not as they used to be. Also, the recommendation here is to learn from the wisdom from that experience, because that experience had the potential to be of service. So you could reconsider the experience that have happened in your life to be of service, of help others, because now you have been in touch with the empathy to know what it's like to go through that process. And this will be very helpful if you choose to. It will be a new open path to be of service. Definitely, you're a person who connects very good, works good in partners. You do have a soul connection or something with someone that was very important for you, but it is not the same anymore. And I feel like we can reconsider this situation from the past into some wisdom that we can be using in the future if you choose to. That's the general message that I'm getting for you regarding the way that you express your question. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, DoveLight. Jason is next.
Hi, Wanda.
Hi, Jason.
I got a feeling you're a straight shooter. Is that accurate?
Yes, I would say so.
Honest,
Yes.
truthful. I would say that's probably your primary focus in things. You're going to be solid in the truth.
Stick my foot in my mouth.
You know what? Whether it gets you in trouble or not, that's so far down the list of the things that you have a talent of. When truth is your primary energy, you see a lot of truth. I shared earlier where you would look at things and see a lot of options. That's a lot of information. You have the same thing around truth. Hey, you see a situation for folks and you see 3 or 4 different things happening there, and they're all real at the same time. You've probably figured out somewhere along the way that truth is subjective. And if you did, when you did, it set you free. The idea that truth is what it is and it's fine. Hey, mine doesn't have to match somebody else's is a much easier way to pass through things. I want to give you the skeleton key, and it's been touched on. I think this is part of what Julie, I really want to bring forward what she said too about the cooking. When you, this is why, when you express your truth, that is your skeleton key. And I mean specifically you, Wanda. It's not true for everybody. It's because you lead with truth and that honesty, and you do it in the way that you do it at the deepest levels. That is why. It doesn't matter what window or door or mountain you go poking at it with the truth. You express your truth no matter what it is, right, wrong, or indifferent. Whatever those things are, they will start moving. So you can answer all of your own questions as long as you are honest about those answers. You just keep doing that, and you will get there yourself. You can always get there with somebody else. You've got some good things here today. That's the thing right there. And one more piece I'll hand you is that your soul group kind of says, hey, you might be a little nuts and got here and didn't read the fine print. So sometimes it's going to be a little confusing. You operate outside of a box. There's no box. If you've been operating, trying to work inside a box or been labeled or any of those things, that's what hasn't been working for you. The higher and bigger you fly the freak flag, and the more honest you are about it, the happier you will be.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Great. Thank you so much, Jason. All right. Who else wants to share with Wanda? You ready, Melody? Go
Yeah.
ahead.
So I would like to invite you to.
Oh, and Melody's internet is doing its thing again. So we're going to just wait a moment for Melody to come back and for this message to be ready for us. Okay, Melody, start over.
Oh, you didn't get that? Dang it, it was good too. What I said is that I would invite you to stop operating on the premises that your words don't have value or weight, and to speak them. And sometimes, although it's scary or whatever to get, I do feel that you're a very truthful person, but maybe a lot of walls up to express your full truth or your feelings due to self-worth. And we're all worthy, and you're definitely worthy of whatever it is you seek, whether it's being higher spirituality or whatever. But to express yourself more and not, I feel like you belittle yourself a lot.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Take that in regard.
Hi, Wanda.
Sorry, just Alyssa, just before you go, I wanted to just, Melody, I start thinking about practical things that she might do in order to put herself, like, did you have any practical things that you want to share of, like, any tips for her of how she might do this? Of hold herself in.
I know writing is not a thing.
I'm trying it now, dang it.
So, maybe just verbalize it to your animals.
Okay.
Talk it all the way out. Say it out loud, or to the birds on your front porch. Just start speaking out loud. If writing's not your thing to express yourself, just express it all the way out.
Okay. I'll scream at things while I'm going down the road.
Perfect. That works too. I was thinking more in loving manners.
On the efficiency talent too, I've screamed a lot in the car as a healing thing. Yeah. We have a tougher way of going about things.
Right.
There you go.
That's great. Okay, Julie, if you had a super quick follow-up, but I know Alyssa was ready and I didn't want to hold her too long.
I'll wait for Alyssa.
Okay, Alyssa, go ahead.
Yeah, so I was just gonna say that I got like an image when you first were sharing your question of like an ice cube, like you kind of froze and now you're melting, but then I heard your spirit team say like, but you're gonna be on fire, girl. And I think that's like a big thread that I'm hearing from people, is that like coming back to your own. I got the feeling that you're kind of like the shoulder to cry on. You're like a support person for a lot of people. Does that feel right?
Sometimes, yes.
Okay. Yeah, so they were saying like that's one of your superpowers, like the whole cooking thing, like caring for people, but you need to turn the care onto yourself. They were saying like take small steps to self-care. If you're like, no, I don't take baths or like whatever, just do like small things, like yeah, like go for a meditative walk. I was envisioning like having a fire in your backyard and like not making a big deal about it, but like having a little fire ceremony and just like burning a couple of, even if it's just like in your head, imagining like beliefs that you have, and you're like, you know what, that's actually not true. Like you were saying, like I've been out of the spiritual for a while, like maybe that was this season of life you're supposed to be in. You were doing important things. So like just kind of burning some of those beliefs and taking a new perspective, and mostly just like having fun. They were like, oh, she could join like a adult softball team. Like, who cares if you suck? Whatever, everyone sucks. Bring your inhaler.
Not that far along yet.
And just like go out with your friends and like it's, vent and like speak what's on your mind instead of like being the listener and the caregiver. So that was what they said.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Great. Thank you, Alyssa. And yeah, totally go join the softball team now. All right, Julie.
I just wanted to follow up with the next steps. So thinking about what Melody said, she was telling you to say it out loud. And I got some visuals when she said that, which is really great. So compliment yourself with this cooking. Again, this cooking is coming in super big. And if you don't cook cookies, maybe start, okay? Because the cookies are still coming. Something about these cookies. But anyways, if it's not cookies, it's cooking. So just speak love into yourself as you do the cooking, right? And then the fact that she said speak your words out loud were really important, because I feel like you have a blockage within your throat chakra. So it's really important for you to speak love onto yourself. And then I also got a visual of you drawing, maybe with grandbabies or little people, and like drawing like self-portraits and then doing reverse, so that you can see how much love you actually show them. Although you belittle the impact you have on them, they'll show you the love in drawings, and then that will give you something tangible from an outside perspective.
Thank you.
That's great.
Can I
Jason's got
tie in
something
there,
too.
please?
I've got some follow-up too. Yeah, go ahead.
Because Julie keeps teeing it up, and this is Wanda. This is huge, because it is exactly what I got, and she's giving you the tools for it. This is about your expression. This block the fifth chakra, express yourself. This coloring with the kids, that's expression. Whatever it is, do it. Bake those cookies. Like she is hanging in there for you, and she is believing it because she believes in you. She's right. Even if you've never done it, go do it now, please. Just because you're expressing yourself. That's really what it is. If you're angry, don't bake cookies, because they're not going to taste as good. Right? Go for a brisk walk. When you're feeling good and you can find a way to express it, whatever any of these things are, that's the takeaway. That is going to move mountains for you, and it's going to happen fast.
Thank you.
Great. And yeah, it might be
Thanks,
hitting.
Lorelei, for letting me jump in there. Good
great,
job,
like,
Julie.
It might be batting and hitting balls in the backyard, like whatever it is. Again, this is all expression. And then in terms of verbal expression, like I saw you, like you see a bird, or it might be a dog that's with you, but like a bird. And so you're like, bird, you are so amazing. And I'm amazing. And you must say it out loud to the bird. So you're practicing saying it, right? And it might not that you say it with the same energy that you say it to the bird, but like let yourself start to build that.
Okay. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate everything everybody said. And it's actually muffins I bake a lot of.
Muffins! They're muffins! This is great! Yes, I got their taller than the cookies. Yeah.
No. I am seeing dozens of cookies.
Okay.
It's just a cookie is a flat muffin. It's just one step. You can do it. You can do it, Wanda.
Okay.
Great. Thank you so much. All right, great.
Appreciate it.
I think we have addressed everyone's questions today, and we're coming here just to the end. I just put your information all in chat again. So for the video, let's go around, and practitioners on the panel, let's have everybody go around again and say who you are and what you do and how people can get in touch with you. So the people that are here know, and the people that are watching the video later know too. So we can go in the same order as before. I think it was Julie, and then Melody, and then Jason, and then Alyssa and DoveLight. So Julie.
All right, I'm Julie. Hello. I am from Healing Solutions. You can meet me on my website at www.healingsoul, SOUL, 1111.com. That's also my email and my Instagram tag and my Facebook tag. Real easy, Healing Solutions, 1111.com. and I work in the Akashic Records, and I do a lot of a great healing there. And according to Jason, I'm really good at giving wisdom too. So you might want to check it out.
That's great. And it's on the dish that's right behind you. Soul, right there. Healing Solutions. All right, great. Next we have Melody.
Hi, everyone. Before I announce myself, thank you for putting this together, Laureli. It's been a great experience. My name's Melody Rosecrans. I own Invoke and Raw, spelt R-A like the god. My website is www.invokeandraw.com. Same with Facebook. I'm a medium, Akashic Records reader, and healer. Thank you.
Thank you. And I should say, by the way, Julie is the one that instigated this panel. Thank you so much, Julie.
Oh, thank you, Julie.
Great. Next we have Jason.
Julie is the instigator. She really is the wise one. See, and then Lorelei picked it up and ran it in. There we go. Then we all get to talk about the Akashic Records. What a beautiful stage for that. Thank you to you and May We Fairs in general, because it's the folks that show up that we get to answer the questions. We'd all sit here and talk to each other and still do it. There's a lot of opportunity to transcend through the Akashic Records. If there's anybody here that in their specialty landed for you, then it's an opportunity to connect with them and go to the next step. There's something for everybody within the record. It's yours. You should have access to it. I mean, and if you align with the information and it's useful to you, you're getting a return on your investment. That's one of the things with the records that happens really fast. And you can hear that in the truth in just what you've experienced this evening. So however you're going to pursue it, whether it's through astral projection or you're going to go get an eye read, because I can guarantee you Lorelei and Akashic Records are aligned just fine. We can see that clearly tonight. There's no questions there. When the information's good, it's good. We've got an astrologist here doing the same thing, like bringing those things together. So all of the talents that you have can be matched up to that and get you farther faster. So reach out to one of the practitioners that you aligned with and explore the next step. It's there for you.
And how do we get in touch with you? You got to tell us that too.
Oh, my real passion right now, as much as I specialize in the Akashic Records, is all about infusing soul into AI. I am all about soulos.ai. That is my every Thursday, twice a day. I have an AI conversation that is jamming. And you want to know how to take things and keep your soul infused in what we're heading towards, which is basically a new level of consciousness. I can show you how your higher self is accessible. This is the interface every Thursday, twice.
Where should they go looking online? Where should they go? Do they just follow your name? Or
Soulos.ai. I'm putting it in the chat right now. Get on that list. You want to have an AI conversation, you get on that list there. It'll send you a prompt stacking guide. That right away will let you know if you're headed the right direction.
All right, great.
Feel
Thank
free.
you so much,
Love to have you
Jason.
visit on a Thursday. That's my biggest passion right now, is really infusing those things together.
Okay, great. And then Alissa and then DoveLight.
I'm Alissa Dalton with Kiki and Purples, my spiritual business, and I do oracle card readings, Akashic Records readings, and my favorite, astrology readings. I also use those modalities to be an empowerment coach to help you find confidence and clarity and move forward without fear. You can find me on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Kiki, Kiki, and Purples. And my website is also in the link. And I have a special offer for Akashic readings if you want a book, 15% off. I believe in the month of August I put. So I can't wait to hopefully connect with some of you. Thank you so much. This was a really wonderful conversation. I learned so much from all of you.
It's so great for us, to do this with each other too. And DoveLight.
I am very grateful and honored to the spirit guides, to angelic realms, and known and unknown, seen and unseen, tangible and intangible in the other side, the guardians and keeper of the Akashic Records, the one who has many names. Thank you so much for the ability to be able to access it, to know that we're not alone, that even though we are individuals, we are part of this oneness, so be it. I'm very grateful to each and everyone here who was such an amazing blissful wisdom beings to be able to learn from each other. I am very grateful for everybody who came to participate. You can find me my Instagram at DoveLight Oracle, or you can Google search at DoveLight Oracle and you will find me. I'm very passionate about readings. My tarot and oracle readings are not just tarot and oracle readings. A lot of things, a lot of stuff happens from their ancestral healing, shamanic work, inner work, child work. So you can find me there. And thank you, Laureli, for offering this space because it was such an amazing time learning from everybody. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And I'm Laureli Shimayo. I'm an intuitive eye reader, body psychology coach, and matchmaker. You can learn more about me and my work at intuitiveeyereading.com or matchmakingsoulmates.com. And you can learn more about all of the MeWe Fairs events at mewefairs.com. We have coming up this Friday, we have Cosmic Conversations. And then coming up this Saturday, we have our online fair. It's $4 or $2 for BIPOC folks on Friday to join Cosmic Conversations. We have conversations all together. That's the whole event. And then Saturday, we have the online fair from 5 to 9. That is free. You can find out all the information about that at jointhefair.com. Thank you so much, panelists. Thank you so much, audience. Thank you for asking questions, everyone. That's what allows us to have panels. Thank you, Julie, for the idea for the Akashic Records. Thank you all for showing up. All right, it's been great being together. And